So we've recently been getting a lot of news from Bethesda, and I wanted to sort of break it down a little bit and talk why I personally don't think that the Elder Scrolls 6 will be announced at E3. Now I just want to talk about this a little bit because obviously there has been a lot of news coming out, and a lot of people have just been getting pretty hyped up about the Elder Scrolls 6, just to be shot down a bit, and then people are a bit unsure, people are speculating, and honestly a lot of this video is going to be my own speculations as to what they're going to talk about at E3, but I have gathered some, evidence and some reasons why I think this is the case. So yeah. So basically what I'm saying is, not only do I not think that they'll announce Skyrim 2 or Elder Scrolls 6 or anything like that at this year's E3, but I actually think I have some ideas as to what they actually will announce. So first of all, I want to go into the actual reasons why I don't think they'll be announcing Elder Scrolls 6 at E3, and basically the reason for that is because they recently tweeted out this. "We know you're ready to learn what's coming for Fallout 4 DLC, we're not far off and we think you'll be excited. We're also doing a complete overhaul of Fallout 4 survival mode, food, sleep, diseases, danger and more. Stay tuned." And also later on in an interview, Pete Hine, who is the vice president of PR at Bethesda, he basically said that they are going to be making an Elder Scrolls 6. They have pretty much confirmed it, not directly, but he's pretty much confirmed it in that interview. But he basically said that they were going to wait until after they finished releasing the DLC for Fallout 4, and then once they've done that, they'll be focusing on the next Elder Scrolls game. And seeing as though this is the first DLC they're even talking about releasing for Fallout 4, I find it very unlikely that this early on, considering they're not even considering starting work on the next Elder Scrolls game until after all the DLC's released, I honestly don't think that they'll have anything to say about it. I think it's a bit too early. So we'll come back to those tweets in a minute because they will be relevant, but basically what I want to say is, after last year's E3 conference, obviously that was the first time Bethesda has ever held a full conference at E3 before, and after the last conference they actually said this: "I don't know if we'll do one again. This year felt like the right time to do this sort of thing." So basically, yeah, Pete Hines said that he wouldn't be doing this sort of thing again, that it's unlikely that they would actually be returning to E3 with a press conference. However, this year they are doing it again, so what I think is that something along the line has happened, which would mean that they want to do another conference. There's got to be some reason for them to want to do this conference, and a lot of people have been speculating, if they've been saying that they were just straight up never going to do it again, and now they're saying that they are going to do it again, then there's got to be big news. But honestly, I think the reason for this is because they have a lot of smaller things to talk about. So let's look at it this way: when they initially announced Fallout 4, all they did was pretty much make a website with a countdown on it and then tweet it, and then that was pretty much it. The hype pretty much just built itself from there. So if they were announcing a new Elder Scrolls game, then I think they could pretty much just as easily build the hype by just making a website and just getting it spread around a bit in the same way they would with any normal game, I think they'd have much more reason to want to actually do a press conference after saying they weren't going to do it again if they had a few smaller things to announce. Because if you've got one big game coming out, it's pretty easy for them to build the hype around it. However, if they've got like 4 or 5 smaller things to talk about, it's harder for them to cover it all and get up, the news out to their whole fan base. So I think the reason why they're doing a conference is just because it's a great place for them to quite easily talk about the multiple projects they've got planned, and I wanted to talk about those a bit now. So obviously, like I said about the tweets earlier, they are going to be announcing the first DLC soon, and obviously they've been talking about the survival overhaul, and I think this would obviously be a great opportunity for them to showcase that. But more importantly, this is the thing that I, as a huge Dishonored fan, as someone who has 900 hours in the game, this is something I really want to talk about, and this is something which I think they will talk about quite a lot, is Dishonored 2. Now, Dishonored 2 was actually announced at the previous E3, they obviously gave out the trailer, but they said that it'd be released sort of spring 2016, and it's February now, and we've still got no release date, nor have we had any more, well, anything really from Bethesda since then. So I think there's going to be a bit of a focus on Dishonored 2. Maybe they'll give us a release date. Honestly, I think they will tell us that they've pushed it back, because if they haven't got a release date at this point, I don't think it's going to be coming out in the next couple months, to say the least. However, having said that, they have been working on it for quite a while now. I mean, the announcement was nearly a year ago now, so we'll definitely have at least some stuff knocking about that they could show us. So I do honestly think that at this year's E3, they will start to show us some gameplay of Dishonored 2, so they get a chance to build up the hype a bit more. Because honestly, apart from the die-hard Dishonored fans such as myself, I think a lot of people have pretty much just been like, oh yeah, Dishonored 2, but oh, Fallout 4, and then they've kind of forgotten about it, especially since they haven't released anything since the previous E3 conference. So I think this E3 would definitely be a great chance for them to show off maybe a second trailer, show off some gameplay, give a release date, something like that, just to build the hype up back around that, something else to accompany the DLC announcement with Fallout 4. Now honestly, besides that, I don't really have much else to talk about. I think that pretty much covers the main reason why I think they won't release Elder Scrolls 6 details, and that was pretty much mainly what I wanted to talk about. I have seen some other speculations online about things like an Oblivion or Morrowind HD remake and stuff like that, which obviously would be awesome, but I honestly don't think those will happen just because it's not exactly a small project, having to recreate sort of like the entire game in next-gen standards, or current-gen standards, as most people will have a go at me by saying. So, yeah, that's pretty much, I just wanted to say that I honestly don't think they will announce the Elder Scrolls 6, and those are my reasons why. So in summary, yeah, I pretty much don't think they'll announce it, just because they've said that they weren't going to work on it until after they finished with the DLC for Fallout 4, and they have said that they'll be announcing that soon, so it just seems like a perfect opportunity for them to announce that. And also, it's such a great opportunity for them to hype up Dishonored 2 a bit more and maybe show off some gameplay that I just honestly don't think they'll necessarily need to be bringing something big to the show, you know? So I don't necessarily think this is a case of, hey, we weren't going to come, but actually we've got big news, so we are going to come now. I think it's just a case of, you know what, we said we weren't going to come, but we probably should just clear some things up, maybe get the hype back up and get ourselves quite back on the rails, you know? Because I think they have had problems recently. Fallout 4 did, you know, incredibly well, but a lot of people have got a bit disappointed with it and got bored of it really quickly, so I think that's kind of put them back a bit, and obviously now people are already trying to talk about Elder Scrolls 6 and get some news for that, so I think this is just a good opportunity for them to get themselves back on track, sort stuff out, and, you know, see what happens from there. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say for this video. Let me know if you have any speculations for yourself, or if you have anything to say about what I've said during this video itself. Also, feel free to let me know what you think about me doing this sort of news type video, because I'd love to do more in the future. Now, obviously I haven't done anything like this before, so it's probably not going to be the greatest, but, you know, I'd love to know, let me know if you thought it was alright, let me know if you think I should script it, because I didn't actually script this. I pretty much, I mean, I have notes and stuff, but I pretty much just made notes with, like, things to talk about as opposed to a definitive script. So let me know what you thought, and if you want to see more, I'd be happy to do so. But other than that, my name's Yeti, be sure to leave a like, it helps out the channel a great deal, and I will see you guys next time. Peace, peace.
Run, make a great escape, and I'll be waiting outside for the getaway. It doesn't matter who we are, we'll keep running through the dark. And all we'll ever need is another day. We can slow down, cause tomorrow is a mile away, and live like shooting stars, cause happy endings are